"Sir, an unexpected ship has been detected," the communications officer reported urgently, his voice cutting through the quiet hum of the bridge. The captain turned to face the officer, his expression a mask of calm authority. "Whose ship is it?" he inquired, his tone measured and controlled. The officer hesitated for a moment, his fingers flying over the control panel as he verified the data. "It appears to be a human ship, sir," he responded, the tension in his voice barely concealed. The captain's eyes narrowed slightly. "Send standard human acknowledgement message number 4, he commanded with practiced ease. "Aye, Captain." Sending standard human acknowledgement message number 4, the officer confirmed, his hands moving swiftly and precisely as he initiated the message. A tense moment passed on the bridge. The crew watched the communication panel intently, the air thick with anticipation. The seconds seemed to stretch into eternity, each one marked by the rhythmic hum of the ship's systems. Then, a small indicator light blinked on the panel, signaling a response. "Message received, sir. The human ship reports all is well and wishes us well," the communications officer relayed, his voice filled with a mixture of relief and disbelief. The entire bridge crew collectively exhaled, a breath they had not realized they were holding. The human ship, now visible on the main view screen, drifted through the vast, empty blackness of space, a mere 1,000,000 kilometers from their location. It was harvesting output from the solar furnace that illuminated the star system, a massive structure channeling the sun's energy. Moments later, the ship vanished in a sparking glimmer of white light, leaving behind an eerie stillness. "Continue the survey mission and include the human ship in the report," the captain instructed, his composure unwavering. "Aye, Captain. We will," the officer confirmed, turning back to his console to update the mission log. Reagan, a newly transferred crew member, observed the encounter silently from the rear of the bridge. He, along with 17 others, was waiting for their transfer acceptance paperwork to be approved by the captain. The captain glanced over the group, his sharp eyes assessing each individual before he cleared the paperwork on the communications panel and dismissed them with a nod. Reagan navigated the ship's interior, his steps echoing through the metallic corridors as he made his way to report for his next shift. The ship's layout was complex, a labyrinth of passageways and compartments, each one bustling with activity. As he approached the engineering section, the leader to whom Reagan would soon be reporting was coming off duty. "Sir, Reagan of the Matori cluster, third generation of the name, reporting as an inbound transfer," Reagan introduced himself, standing at attention. The officer, an older, grizzled veteran with a stern expression, eyed Reagan carefully, taking in every detail. "Very well. I shall begin your orientation at the start of the next shift. Do not be late," he said, his tone brooking no argument. "I won't, sir. Might I ask you a question?" Reagan ventured, his curiosity getting the better of him. "If it's related to your work shift, it will be covered tomorrow," the officer replied curtly, already turning to leave. "It's not, at least not directly," Reagan hesitated. "When we were on the bridge to have the captain approve our papers, there was an unexpected human ship." The older officer drew a sharp breath, his eyes narrowing, but he responded quickly enough to avoid showing too much emotion. "I presume there was no incident. Correct? What's the question?" "Why, sir? Why are we so afraid of them?" Reagan asked, his curiosity evident and earnest. "Reagan of the Matori cluster, third of your name, you would do well to never ask such questions again. However, since the only way to learn the first time is to ask, I shall forgive you this once," the officer said sternly, his eyes boring into Reagan's. "But why? Why can't we ask? At the academy, they just tell us the 7 standard messages and when to use each, and to never ever board a human vessel. Why?" Reagan pressed on, his need for understanding pushing him forward. "Look, rookie," the officer began, his tone softening slightly but still firm. "There are many in the fleet who believe that humans are unkillable, shape-shifting demons and let their superstitions rule their rational minds. Fortunately for you, I am not one of those individuals, and so I will answer you. But that's why you don't talk about it. The superstitious lot think that even mentioning humans can summon them. Humans have a reputation for being unpredictable and powerful, and our history with them is filled with fear and mystery. That's why it's drilled into us to avoid unnecessary contact and follow protocol to the letter." Reagan nodded slowly, absorbing the officer's words. "Thank you, sir. I understand now." "Good. Now get some rest. You'll need it for tomorrow's shift," the officer said, dismissing him with a wave. Reagan saluted and made his way to his quarters, his mind buzzing with new information and a deeper understanding of the silent tensions that permeated life on the ship. Venturing into the darkest reaches of space and provoking human ships has always ended disastrously for us. The history of our encounters with humans is filled with tragedy, as no one has ever returned from boarding a human ship, alive or dead. Boarding a human vessel is essentially a death sentence. Furthermore, every ship that has dared to attack a human vessel has been boarded in return. There are many stories about the appearance and nature of humans, but these accounts vary wildly. Some descriptions portray humans as colossal beings standing 300 centimeters tall, unstoppable by any barrier. Others depict them as more moderately sized, between 175 to 200 centimeters tall, and capable of being initially stopped by basic doors. The discrepancies continue. Some claim humans are bipedal, while others insist they have a multitude of legs. Some reports describe humans with only 2 arms, while others assert they have as many as 6. The reason for these conflicting stories is that humans destroy all records of their encounters, preventing us from verifying the truth. Ships that attack human vessels are not completely destroyed but are left crippled, floating aimlessly in space with only minimal power for life support. These ships retain just enough energy to call for aid. The humans spare those who do not resist, but any resistance is met with unprecedented violence. Those who fight back are slaughtered with a brutality unknown elsewhere in the universe. What does this mean for us? It means, kid, that if you ever find yourself on a ship foolish enough to attack a human vessel, your best course of action is to find a corner to hide in and avoid any behavior that might be perceived as hostile. Humans have an extraordinary tolerance for high temperatures, which suggests they come from an inner world in their home system where such conditions are normal. Because of this, they have no interest in worlds that are suitable for our biology. When humans board enemy ships, the heat from their suits can cause our atmosphere to bake around us. There have been reports of opponents dying from heat exhaustion long before they are close enough to engage in direct combat due to the intense heat radiating from the humans. Why not simply shoot them? Our weapons are ineffective against them. Human suits are designed to withstand environments much hotter than we can tolerate, so our handheld energy beams are useless. It would require industrial beam cutters to inflict any harm, and such equipment is not typically available on our ships. Yes, that's precisely what I've heard. Humans possess advanced weaponry capable of cutting us down effortlessly. Their technology includes powerful beams that can effortlessly melt through our interior bulkheads, rendering our defenses useless. And this occurs even before they enter close combat. Once they get within range, their combat style changes dramatically. They switch to using axes and knives, fighting with an intensity and ferocity that we have never seen in any other adversary. This fierce combat style enables them to clear a ship of any resistance swiftly and efficiently. After securing the ship, humans systematically destroy any systems that could record their actions, ensuring no evidence of their presence or tactics remains. Once they've achieved this, they leave the ship. Despite their ruthless efficiency, they always leave the survivors with a clear and unmistakable message: leave them alone.